Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. Decided to finally leave. She tortured me. Decided to finally file for separation and divorce. My wife changed so much when we had our first kid in September 2020. Like most couples, the first few months were difficult. We were both struggling. Her a bit more with PPD, and her little one was colic. It started to get better. We got into a rhythm, and by month 6, she was texting her ex and hid the fact he slept over while I paid for her to go on a vacation to get a break. It took me a while to pry it out of her, as she assured me nothing happened. I should have left at this point. From that point on, I thought she was overwhelmed with taking care of a child, so I took the kid a lot more so she could go snowboarding, camping, etc., nothing of which was given to me. In my head, I needed to give my PBD partner more help. The ex came back in the picture, and now she wanted to open the relationship so she can have the good sex she used to have. Effed up. Again, I tried working with her to find a solution. The open relationship didn't happen. Months later, she said I was not a supportive partner and wanted an open relationship again, or she'd file for divorce. Tried to tell her this is a bad idea. Let's do therapy. Let's talk about options. She rejected and pushed this ultimatum. So we opened the relationship and she went along sleeping with 2 randoms. After I told her I'm done and I want to separate, she says she wanted to have the sex she had with those randoms with me. Whatever. I give her one last Hail Mary to try in the relationship, but after months of resentment and terrible visualization of the year of her emotionally and physically cheating on me, I give up. I request to file for separation. Now we talk about financials. She wants me to bankroll her while she is a stay-at-home mom for her kid. I married a delusional, selfish person, and I hate myself for so many reasons. I feel inadequate, dumb for marrying such a selfish purpose, naive to trying to make this work for so long, now vulnerable to lose my savings, and getting crap kicked in spousal support and child support. Edit. Thank you all for those who were supportive. For the rest, please gain some compassion. I know everything you're saying. You don't need to be rude about it. Our first response is from Quote Booby. First, talk to a good lawyer. Second, do a DNA test of your child. You never know. Third, if you slept with her without protection, do an STD test. Good luck. Next response is from Extra Spearmint 15. Please don't continue to bankroll her. This woman doesn't love you. She's only using you, and now she's trying to manipulate you. What type of woman tells the man she loves that she wants an open relationship to have the sex that she used to have? Get rid of her and take care of your kid. The OP replies, I'm 100% done. Now I'm trying to escape her. I know the courts won't be kind to me since I make the money. I want to give her nothing but enough to take care of my kid. XNihilo0 says, but she won't be a stay-at-home mom. She'll be going on snowboarding trips and entertaining a bunch of randoms. Start logging everything you do for your kids. Log everything she does to avoid responsibility. Present the logs as evidence in your filing request for primary custody. One more comment before moving on. Mrs. Jingles 0729 says, find a lawyer that is good with representing rights for dads. You should at the very least be able to get 50% custody. Insist your child goes to a daycare so you can evenly split time and have no child support payments. There is no such thing as a single stay-at-home mom. Single parents all work. This is just a consequence of divorce. Freedom has a price. Your heart was in the right place. You had no idea her personality would change. She is responsible for her actions, not you. Good luck, OP. Moving on. My 19 male girlfriend, 19 female, has cheated on all of her exes. Am I next? My girlfriend and I have been together for 5 months now. We've never had any issues in our relationship so far. She recently has now opened about how she has cheated on all of her exes. Apparently, she was still together with the last ex while she was seeing me. She had broken up with him through text the day before we became exclusive. She's done this with every ex. She'd lose feelings for them, then cheats on them, and moves on to the next guy. This all came out of nowhere. She says that she's changed and is working on becoming a better person each day. She also says I have nothing to worry about since I'm special and not like the other guys. Ever since then, I've been having these thoughts that I'm next. Although she hasn't shown any signs of cheating, I can't help but think she'll cheat on me sometime in the future. Part of me wants to break up with her due to these fears. Am I just being insecure and judgmental, or do I have a reason to be worried? Our first response comes from Super GRB. If she cheats with you, she would cheat on you. It's not looking good. Okay, pay 7542 chimes in. She monkey branches. It's a term that means she goes from one relationship to another without ever being alone. And yes, she will do it to you as well. The reason she told you about her past all of a sudden is because that's her way of clearing your conscience before doing it to you. That way she can say, I warned you what I was like. That puts the blame solely on you for sticking around. My advice, run. Run as fast as you can away from her. Gag girl PNW thinks, she just told you who she is. You weren't special. She went from one guy to you. She hasn't even had time on her own to make any personal growth. For your own sanity, please find someone else. She isn't worth it. One more from DMike4413. She says she wouldn't cheat on you because you're special and different, not because she's different. She hasn't matured at all, my guy. Best case scenario is she cares somewhat about your feelings but will eventually cave on her promise to you. Worst case scenario, and more likely based on current info provided, she loves not just cheating but the validation she receives from partners when you go through the emotional cycles of, I love her, I want to hold her so tightly and not let her go. Why am I not worthy? Please come back to me. She would need extensive therapy in hopes of changing, but she won't. You should see a therapist too. She'll be on to her next target soon enough. On to the next story. I, 28 male, falsely accused my girlfriend, 25 female, of cheating based on fake text messages, screenshots sent by her friend's ex. Is there any hope? My girlfriend's best friend has a boyfriend that is now an ex-boyfriend. I didn't know that they broke up, and I never really talked to the guy. But he reached out to me and tried to manipulate me into thinking my girlfriend was cheating on me. How did he do this? In a number of ways. First of all, he shared a well-crafted and fake screenshot of a conversation with his girlfriend in which she basically says, my girlfriend has an open relationship with me, which is not true. We did not have an open relationship. He presented this information in a way that was like, hi, I didn't know you had an open relationship. And the same screenshot conversation, she straight up says that my girlfriend has been sleeping with another guy for a while now. After that, he went on to explain that his girlfriend was cheating on him with other guys, and he wanted to warn me that my girlfriend is probably doing the same thing. This is the part where I become the villain. For some stupid freaking reason, I believed him. I accused my girlfriend of cheating and I showed her the screenshot. Almost immediately, I knew I was an idiot. The screenshot was fake. I was wrong, and I can't believe I let over a year's worth of trust to just completely fall by the wayside. I apologized and told her I can't believe I believed him and that I was so sorry for accusing her of cheating. She was very hurt by my accusation, as she has the right to be. She thinks that our relationship will now just be an endless cycle of me thinking that she is cheating on me. I disagreed, but obviously there are some underlying trust issues with me that I need to work out. She wants some space to think about the future of our relationship. I really love her immensely, and I recognize that I was a complete idiot for falling for this manipulation and just forgetting about the trust we've been building for over a year. Is there any recovery from this? Is there anything I can do to help recover? If she decides to give it another chance, how can I help rebuild the trust that I damaged? Too long didn't read. My girlfriend's best friend's ex managed to manipulate me into thinking that my girlfriend was cheating on me, and it might have ruined our relationship for good. Update. In my previous post, I stated that I falsely accused my girlfriend of cheating. I have since learned that the evidence that was given to me by her best friend's on-again, off-again ex was real. The conversation really did happen, and her best friend really did say that we are in an open relationship, and that she is sleeping with other guys. I know it's real because I saw a video of the ex scrolling through the conversation. It's important to note that the conversation was during one of their many breakups, and it's believable that she was lying in order to make her own actions at the time look better. I was willing to believe this. Meanwhile, we took some space, edited for clarification. I messaged her about 4 days into the space as a check-in to let her know I still cared and wanted to work it out, and to please let me know if she wanted to continue thinking. She read the message, but didn't respond. I then waited another 2 days and sent her a full apology for the way I approached her with the information. I told her I should have come to her as her partner and treated this like an obstacle for the both of us to overcome, not something for me to put on her. Given our relationship has always had good communication, this felt like it was the silent treatment to me. I felt abandoned, confused, and a lack of empathy on her part for how I was feeling. I felt like I was in limbo, and the pain was too much for me to suffer through for 7 days. I've never been a suspicious boyfriend. I've never stalked her socials or tried to pry into her private life with her friends. If something happened that made me feel uneasy, I always brought it up with her, and we resolved things happily and were stronger for it. And she did the same with me. I never asked to be given evidence of her cheating. I didn't seek it out. And yes, I reacted strongly, but I was still reasonable, and I even apologized during the argument about how heated I was. So, 1 week from our argument, after she still refused to speak with me, I sent her a message saying that I couldn't be in a relationship where we don't communicate. I told her how this entire thing made me feel and ended it. Now I feel angry and guilty and depressed, but as hard as those feelings are, they aren't anywhere near as painful as being in limbo. Too long didn't read. The evidence was more solid I originally thought, but I still believe her. In spite of that, the silence and refusal to communicate further about it has led me to break up with her because I couldn't last in it longer. Edit. Thanks everyone for the sometimes critical but mostly supportive advice. I appreciate all of it. There are a few comments that I feel like are here in bad faith, but their negativity is drowned out by the Redditors who really want to help and offer advice. I'm going to see a therapist starting next week to really talk through all of this and figure things out for myself. I recognize that I messed up here a lot, and I need to deal with that for myself. I sincerely hope both her and I take the lessons from this into our next relationships and find happiness. Edit. Thank you for the multiple people for advising that I get an STD checkup. I will schedule one this week. Wish me luck. First response from Alternative Wing 922. So your girlfriend really was cheating on you? How did you think the screenshots were fake anyway? The OP replies, I still don't know for sure, but it's more likely now. Either her best friend lied during the conversation to try and manipulate her then boyfriend, or she was telling the truth, also to manipulate her then boyfriend. What gives me pause is that she also said that I was sleeping with other people, hence an open relationship. But I know that isn't true, and I never told her that. So if my part was a lie, it's believable that my girlfriend's part was a lie too. I believed my girlfriend at the time because I love her and wanted to believe her very badly. She said something like, and no, that isn't her best friend, in a way that she didn't believe the conversation was real. Next chime in from BJJ and reads, Hey buddy, I'm 96% sure your girlfriend cheated on you. Number one, when you saw the screenshots, you didn't overreact. You reacted how anyone would react, and she made you feel guilty for accusing her. Classic move. She just turned the tables on you to get the heat off of herself. Number two, why would his ex lie to him about that to make herself look better? It doesn't make sense. That wouldn't help her case. If anything, it would make her look worse. And number three, she's been sleeping around, and now that you caught her, she's going to use your accusation as grounds for breakup so that she doesn't have to feel guilty about what she has been doing to you. Sorry, man. One more quick thought from Miss Mamba. Honestly, I don't think the ex was lying to you. Your girlfriend is taking space because she's trying to figure out how to clean up her mess. I bet you she feels blindsided by her best friend revealing that info to her boyfriend and then ghosting you as the same guilt plus figuring out her story and cleaning up loose ends. She feels exposed. Moving on to the next story. Devastated. Boyfriend of 17 years, parasocial relationship with streamer, leaving me. Yes, you heard that right. I've been with him since I was 17, now 35. We never married because of our views on it, which I'm sure a lot of you will be glad. He's become obsessed with a particular Twitch streamer. I'm going to start from the beginning. He had a nervous breakdown in September. I was in total shock and blamed myself. I thought the argument we had a few days before caused it. Not a screaming argument. He was severely withdrawing and I was concerned. So I took it upon myself to try to fix myself. Got medicine, therapy, etc. You're probably wondering, why was I the one in therapy? He kept telling me nothing was wrong. He wasn't cheating, etc. Even though I thought something was off. So I figured my OCD had manifested, due to stress, to being obsessive over this for no reason. I did months of CBT and ERP, exposure response and prevention therapy. The last one, you essentially sit there with your horrible intrusive thoughts and don't respond to them or correct them. Yes, that is living hell in itself. You try to get comfortable with it being true. Well, after 4 months of this, I finally went and snooped. After a few deep dives, I could see all the hidden nested bookmarks. He was infatuated with her since the first week of September, way before our so-called argument. You're probably wondering why I didn't stoop earlier. Well, I truly thought I was crazy. I've been with this man since I was 17. During this time, he's never had any eyes for anyone. Period. Always been super affectionate and loving. I thought I was lucky to find a good man, and my anxiety was just causing me to think this way. I upped my meds when he wasn't coming back. I did several therapy workbooks, even on conditions I didn't have because they all seemed helpful. When he refused to take his headphones off, I let him wear them for months. I blamed myself for everything. I figured my nagging pushed him away from me. So I went from 10 milligrams Lexapro to 20 milligrams. I truly believe if your situation is crappy enough, no amount of meds will dull it for you. He refused to get help and kept saying, I just need to give him some time. So I kept doing so. The entire time, he was using his headphones to just listen to those streams. He even subscribed so he could watch the offline videos. I think he developed an intense parasocial relationship with her. She doesn't know he exists. She's 14 years younger than him. It's like he thinks he has a slim chance and that's enough. I don't understand. I was paying all the bills during this time. He's still here, but I can tell he's leaving soon. He packed his backpack, but is leaving all his stuff behind, even his computers and electronics. Am I really this horrible? On top of that, I miscarried back in early October, but because he was so out of it from the nervous breakdown, days of zoning out, little to no response, I kept it to myself. I literally mourned my dead child all alone. I'm too old to start over. Too many stretch marks. I'm starting to look my age, and I'll never be as pretty as the girl goth chick he obsessed over. I am self-employed and I make a ton of money, yet I feel like I've lost everything. We played every game together. We ate every meal together. We built a greenhouse together. We bottle-fed kittens together. So much. What was worth not having? A first response from Have Another Pringle. You're not at fault, OP. Whatever's happening to him is out of your control, and just as you, a grown adult, are doing what you need to do to manage your health, he needs to do the same. But you can't make him. Also, please don't compare yourself to this girl in the context of never being loved again. Like you said, she doesn't know he exists and would never look twice at your creepily obsessed boyfriend. You could compare yourself to a multitude of people and say, well, I'm not as attractive, therefore I will never find anyone. Not true, and a defeatist attitude that will no doubt go away once you get away from this dude and focus on yourself. You will see your beauty again. Just please get away and take care of yourself. For every woman you look at that you think is prettier, there's another you're not looking at who superficially isn't. Get out of your own head, and you will see the world for what is really a world of opportunity. Our next thought comes from Sick RM. He needs to see somebody. Nothing you wrote about how he's been since his breakdown sounds healthy. You talking to somebody wouldn't be a bad idea either. You basically been mourning alone, supporting both of you for months. Next comment from Shigatakanai13. It's a tough thing to understand that as people grow, they change. Some for the better, some for the worse. Everything you said leads one to believe that your significant other is a man-child. There's nothing that you have done to deserve this. There's nothing you could have done to prevent this. Although obsessions come and go, to be this deleterious to your own significant other, and for an internet stranger, is frankly bizarre and childish. I'm sorry you're going through this. Focus on yourself. Go no contact with him as he's stuck in limerence, a fair fall of fantasy fog. Depending on the laws of your state, common law marriage may take precedence. Consult a lawyer. Most will give you a free consultation.